Perfect. All right. We are live with Jarryd and Mary today from our support team. This is an Ask Me Anything, so we're just opening the floor for any Paid Memberships Pro question. Maybe we can try to stump Mary and Jarryd. That would be really fun. But
We're ready for the challenge.
yeah. If you have submitted a question via the form online, let us know that you're here so we can answer those questions. We are going to prioritize people who are actively watching to get those questions answered. If you submitted one prior and you're not here, we will likely be emailing you back after the live session, probably tomorrow, with your answer, just so we can make sure people who are here get the response that they need. I do see a couple comments already. So, Andy Innocent, you said you had a very important question. Go ahead and just drop that in the chat so we can get to it. Although on my end, it says you posted it really early this morning. So hopefully you're here. And then Greg, we do see your question. We'll get to that. Hello, John. I guess let's go ahead and dive into Greg's question that we have. Greg says, we'd like to remind users that their recurring payment will happen with your add-on. Is there a way to control which levels this applies to? We don't want to email monthly members, just annual.
So there is an add-on for that. By Def, I'm just pulling it up quickly, called the Recurring Payment Email Reminders add-on. And you can set how many days before you'd like to send the reminder email. And I think with a bit of a code recipe, you could exclude there's a hook at the bottom of the page on the add-on page there to send reminder to user. You could probably use that to check which level they have, and if they have a monthly level, then you could exclude that email from being sent to them.
So that should be easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. John White and Susie are here. Hello to you both. Susie, I do see your question. I'm just checking to see if John White had a question submitted. I don't see one. So John, if you did submit a question earlier, let me know like what email it may have been under. Susie, we're probably going to need a little bit more information from you on your question of just kind of like what you're trying to do. So Susie submitted, from one list of memberships, can you add some code to separate memberships that can be seen by other members and some memberships that are private? Or should you keep two separate lists? If so, how can you keep the private list private? So Jarryd and Mary, maybe you need more information of what Susie's trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I think so. From a PM Pro terminology perspective, a membership kind of refers to the level that the user holds. But it would be cool to hear what you're trying to achieve there, and we can figure it out from there.
We'll give Susie a minute to
Sounds like
answer.
she's trying to restrict content based on level. Is that accurate, Susie? Are you trying to restrict some information based on a user's membership level?
I kind of am thinking that what Susie's trying to do is not have all membership levels shown like on the pricing page and having like private membership levels.
Okay.
That are more exclusive. That's kind of my thought from reading that.
Okay. So if it is that case, then yeah, there's ways that you can filter the levels that show up in the levels page, and you could then show or hide them based on a user's level or role or anything really.
She said some customers want privacy. So other than the member directory, which people can choose to hide from the member directory,
Yeah.
members can't really see other members unless you have that directory set up, right? Like if you and I both are on a membership site, I'm not going to see that you're on that site.
No.
Not without the membership directory, no.
So maybe that's where Susie's concern is coming in. If the customer does want privacy, there is a way to make sure that the customers can select that they want to be hidden. Susie said they want all members to see everything. So that would be the content restriction side of things.
Yeah.
Rather than the members. So I know Susie said that they were new to the plugin and the software. So let's take a step back and try to explain this a little bit. And Jarryd and Mary, please jump in and correct me if I'm wrong at any point. But with Pay Memberships Pro, you're going to create membership levels. And as a membership signs up for that level, you can then decide what you want to the content that you want to restrict per level.
Yes.
The only way members would see member to member is with the membership directory.
Yes.
Am I making sense?
Yes, you are.
I hope Susie understands.
I think Susie needs to clarify if she's referring to the members directory or if she's trying to if she's referring to restricting content. That would make it easier to explain.
Okay, so Susie understood what I said and then is asking what level of software is required. Paid Memberships Pro is free. If you are going to require any of our premium add-ons, whether that is a standard or a plus add-on, you would need those either standard or plus, depending on which add-ons you need. And then if you are going to need more support and a little bit more hands-on guidance, then you would also need standard or plus to do that. But to use Paid Memberships Pro out of the box, it is free. So hopefully that clarifies for Susie. Please reach out if any of this is not making sense. I'm going to keep going in the questions though. Silas, as we're going through, I'm trying to find your question regarding converting a yearly membership to monthly. Mary, Jarryd, do you remember seeing that question in this pre-submitted?
Yeah. Just pulling it up.
Oh, I found it, and there was a note for a ticket that was... How can I automatically convert a yearly subscription to a monthly one after 1 year?
To convert, you'd have to change, you have to go in and edit the level, but you have to take note that if this was previously a recurring subscription, any changes you make would only apply to new members. Existing members will continue to be charged by the gateway on the yearly subscription they checked out for when they signed up for membership.
Yeah, I think also there's use cases where people go from running, say, for a full year or something like that, and then deciding, or the plan is to kind of pay monthly afterwards. And in something like that, you can't really change an active subscription, and your customer would need to sign up for a different level. So you would want to either expire them from the annual membership and then get them to sign up to the recurring monthly. Or yeah, that's really the cleanest way to make that kind of transition.
Yeah, we have a guide on grandfathering users into another level. I think we can share that with the user.
Oh, I think
With
you
the-
know of a guide that I don't know
Okay, let me pull it up and put it
of.
in
Can
the.
you help find it? Yeah. I don't think I know of that one. Is there an add-on that's needed to expire memberships, or is that built
No,
into core?
so that's a setting built into every level. Just keep in mind though that levels that are recurring can't have an expiration date set on them, but you would need to expire that specific user's account after a certain amount of time. Like I said, there's quite a few ways that you could approach this.
That's the case for a lot of things that people ask us.
Yeah.
Kim and I always joke about, like, if someone asks us how to do something, we give them 18 different ways to do it.
10 different ways. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Mary's gonna find that that guide
Okay.
for us, and we'll share it in the chat. Silas, I hope that helped. I'm gonna grab this link real quick from Mary. Thank you, Mary. Okay. I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Adela, maybe? Would like to ask, if I had domains, is it possible to use one membership for both of them? It means I installed the plugin into one domain and would like to use it in 2 domains.
So that would be kind of like domain mapping, assuming that you're doing it on the same site. I haven't seen that been done really, to be honest. But the first things that come to mind that could cause issues with that is that your payment gateway expects a specific domain when it's, say, connected to a webhook. Yeah, what else? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, except he wants to use a multi-site.
Yeah, that was my thought when I
or
read that question.
yeah.
And I
So
would
I just
tune in.
overcomplicated it. So let's go with that. Let's go with a multi-site, and there's an add-on for that, and it'll.
There's an
Yeah.
add on that,
Yeah,
and there's an open office hour scheduled for March 7th on that. So if
There
it's
we go.
multi-site, I would be tuning into that one in 2 weeks.
Perfect. Don't listen
I
to
don't
me.
know anything about multi-site though.
I'm going to pull
Mary
up the
looks like
guide
she's
so you can share with the user.
Let's just share the multi-site add-on.
Yeah, I'm gonna grabbing the link right now.
I've got it here for you. Cool.
Perfect. But yeah, I think it sounds like multi-site, which I would be definitely tuning into March 7th, because I do know that there's a specific way that you have to install and activate Paid Memberships Pro on, like, the main network and then your subdomains. And if you have to do it in a certain order, and it's a little tricky. So definitely be watching Kim on that one. All right, so I believe this is John White from earlier. Yes, John White. I want to have a free side and a paid side on my website and make these separated by category. I want a free side that anyone can visit with categories that are restricted to paid members only.
Yeah, you can restrict by categories. You can restrict content by categories with PM Pro. So
Yeah, that's a default level setting.
Yeah, restrict by category. And Yeah.
So you could separate it with pages. If a free member visits this site, they can access all of these categories. But if they don't have a paid level, if they try to access a paid content which is restricted by a category to paid members, then they wouldn't be able to access that content. It will show them the message to either pick a higher level or go back to the free content.
I think we also have a post on restricting content.
Post sharing it with you now.
Perfect. I'm not used to so many people giving me links. I'm usually having to like hunt for them while I'm listening to Kim talk. It's nice that they magically appear. Okay. So let's keep going. Where are we at? Theophanes is asking, can the membership directory be exported as a Word or PDF format?
That would need to be custom developed. That's not possible at the moment. Your member list can be exported into a CSV file, but the directory itself can't. Yeah. There's no front end facing export.
Unless someone says hide themselves from the directory, your member list would line up to the directory in a way, right? Depending on like what levels you have in the directory and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, from a format perspective, Word and PDF isn't possible.
But a CSV is possible of your member list. Or custom developed for your directory.
Yes.
All right. John White says, I also want to send newsletters to all subscribers and also to restrict newsletters to only paid categories. So this goes back to our category topic. But most of the email integrations that we have, you can do by level.
Yes, this would depend on the email newsletter is making use of on the site, and if you have an integration with that newsletter. If we don't have an integration, because I've seen some new email newsletter services coming up these days, if they integrate with Zapier, then it's possible. You can't send your subscribers to your newsletter software.
Okay. So there are tools for it. And it's completely possible to do that. Real quick, I just saw Lamar's question popped up about the questions sent in previously if they were already addressed. For those rolling in, if you have submitted a question prior to us going live, let us know that you're here so we can address those. We are going to take priority of people who are actively watching. And then going back to questions. Okay, so Andy, who from the very beginning, I said, what's your question? And they said they're using PM Pro right now and so glad they came on the webinar. They're working on a member subscription platform for a video stream. How can I redirect to individual pages after payment?
So, do you want to go, Mary?
No, you can take it. I'm just going to pull up the guide and share it. So
Thank you. All right, so the confirmation page has a confirmation URL filter that you can use, and then redirect members to a different page based on the level that you need. And a magic link appeared.
Thank you. So, Andy, this will help you with those confirmation pages redirect. Okay, Lamar, you said that you sent in 2 questions this morning. If you could give me like an email address or a username that it would be under, I'm just not seeing a Lamar on my list here. Or even just the topic of the questions, and I can find it that way. Okay. Real quick, jumping back to the person we were helping with potentially multi-site, Kim Coleman said it might also be the license key that is being discussed. So that would be dependent on what plan you have of the license key usage. All right. And every time I click out of the comments, I like lose my place and I have to go back and find it. Okay, Antonio, hi. I'm interested in using the user pages add-on on my site. I was wondering if there is a shortcode that could draw the reports data from specific levels and display them.
So all of our reporting is admin facing. So as far as I know, there isn't any shortcodes available that you could use on the front end. I think Mary's getting a link.
yes, I was going to say that has to be custom built. You have to custom build a report page for that will be front facing to your members.
Yeah.
I don't know much about user pages.
It's a really nifty add-on. It's just
Although, Kim and I just updated it the other day.
I understand this person is looking for a front-end solution, but you could also, I don't know how limited you want that information to be to your users, but there is, I think the membership manager role gives access to some reporting.
Mm-hmm.
So you could still give someone that capability at least and allow them to view it on the back end, I think.
Yeah, but that's if they want to give specific people access to those reports. If they
Yeah.
want to give it to all their members, then
Yeah, you wouldn't want to give all of your members membership manager access.
No, for sure.
That would be a little scary.
It's a very broad kind of, if you've got, yeah.
Antonio's follow-up question is, would it show all user data or specific to the user?
I think that will be dependent on what the report is custom built to show, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And so are we saying we can show reporting on the front end or no?
You'd need to custom dev it.
Out of the box, no.
So it would all depend on how it's developed, but it'd be something that is definitely needed to be custom.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that helps. Silas has another question, and I don't know what any of this means. So, how can I turn off XSS protection for email header footer templates? Many, not all, carrots are replaced by ampersand GT semicolon and ampersand LT semicolon. Is there a better way to read that?
So it'll be less than and greater than, but that kind of thing would be on a hosting level, I think. So yeah, I think consider chatting to your host first about that, see if they can turn it off. If they can't, remember, we don't send emails. PPM Pro doesn't control the actual send of an email. So we use WordPress's default WP mail function, and if that's being restricted, then it could be from another plugin or in just WordPress core itself. So I would go from the host and then work backwards from there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Trung submitted questions earlier, I want to say. I think, yes, submitted prior to going live. They've created 2 custom nav menus, one for public and one for paid. If a login member selects a post link that is also available to the public menu appears.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you're using the nav menus add-on, because that shouldn't happen if they're using the nav menus add-on. You can't create menus per level with the nav menus add-on.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Kim and I also were able to create custom nav menus when we were using page builders and we did not use the nav menu add-on. We did that with content restriction settings.
PM Pro, remember, we've got an integration with most of the page builders that can show or hide content. I think just keep in mind that if you're protecting content based on public or not, public users are one kind of user on their own, because that's someone that's considered not logged in and they're just a visitor. Then you've got non-members who are logged in but don't have a membership level. And then you've got members who are logged in and have a membership level. So something might be like the logic might just be getting a bit confused somewhere along there. Hopefully it's just an easy select another condition on a nav menu, but
they did say that they were going to look into the nav menu add-on, because it sounds like they're not using it right now. So I dropped the link for them.
That's awesome.
Definitely try that. Okay. So going to Lamar's question, they were submitted prior. How can I edit a specific membership level checkout page via Elementor without it affecting all other membership level checkout?
So we have only one membership checkout page, and those all that kind of caters for all levels. You can override the template and make changes that are membership level specific from there, but that can't be done with a page builder.
Cannot be done with a page builder, right?
No. So you could add things before and after the shortcode that you want shown or hidden from based on a membership level, but the actual checkout form itself, that would need to be overridden. There's a bunch of hooks and filters in the page as well. It just depends what you want to add, show, hide kind of thing. That also makes a difference of how complicated that gets.
Oh, and I got Kim. Everybody's sending me links.
And if they want to
Um,
do it the no code way, because I've seen where you could, some people want to build like the checkout page for a particular level using a page builder. So they could build the page without putting the membership checkout shortcode, but a link or a button that links to the specific checkout page for that level.
Yeah. Something to keep in mind, I might be wrong, but an upcoming version has new blocks that kind of, what's the word?
oh, the single level block that you're talking about.
It's for the single level. Does it apply to checkout page? Or no, it's just for the levels.
I think it's just for the levels, but what Kim Coleman dropped in the comments is you can make multiple checkout pages and style them all uniquely. If you create your own pricing page, you can then update the link to checkout to your custom pages.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
But that single level block that you're talking about, Jarryd, could help in this scenario.
yeah, just not for the checkout. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm going on another mission.
And then Kim White is also telling me I've got little birdies all around me. There is a checkout page block.
Yes.
So you could make them all unique, and I guess you could also do that with Elementor. You create all your pages and then design them with Elementor with those checkout blocks. Maybe.
Yeah. You can currently put a checkout, use a checkout block right now, even before 3.0. So you can design your page and then put the link to checkout to that specific level using the checkout block, or embed the link or the link into a button, and it goes to the checkout page.
It is possible. Okay, and then I was also looking for Lamar's other question because Lamar said that they submitted more than one.
They said they want to add something above the shortcode, but only specific to a membership level. That is possible with the shortcode for restricting content, is it? No, because the user hasn't checked out yet. Okay. We have to add that either to the confirmation page or the account page. That would work. Yeah, because the user hasn't checked out yet, so you can't show a specific, except the user already has a membership on your site and they're trying to check out for another level.
Are we still talking about unique members
Lamar,
level checkout page?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just
Jarryd looks like he's really thinking about something.
no. Mary's just saying that you can show hide stuff if you have a level already. You can use different methods to show and hide things on that page as well.
Okay. Lamar, I am not finding your second question, so if you could let us know what it is, I apologize. Andy's second question, is it not possible to restrict content in a page without hiding them? For instance, if I protect the video, it should not hide, but when someone clicks it, it will say upgrade to watch. I'm pretty sure I just updated the documentation for restrict content messaging, didn't I? Does that fall in line with this?
Yeah, you'd still have to restrict the content, but you can get creative with CSS. I think we have a guide for that, or you could put an overlay on the restricted content, on the video or the content. Or you could show accepts. But that would accept wouldn't work for a video.
Yeah, as far as a video goes, I'm not sure about clicking on the video, but you could definitely do like the restrict content block, and put the video in a restricted block, and then if the member is not logged in, they don't see the video. But if they're not logged in, yeah, they don't see the video, but then they would see a button to either upgrade or to log in.
I've seen cases where people have taken screenshots of a video to use as the visitor content. And then the moment you click on that, then that prompts you to log in, sign up, or whatever. And then once you're logged in, then you can actually access the video.
Okay. So there are, again, 10 different ways you could do this.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Trung, what add-on should I use to have the login button to display log out after the initial login by users? I believe we're using Elementor. Yes. No, we're not using Elementor. That was a different person.
You could use, so that isn't entirely PM Pro specific. So I think there's two ways we could go about that. You could use the nav menus add-on and show a logged in and logged out menu, and each menu has a different link at the end of it with the login or log out. But there are also third-party plugins that are called login, log out, or something like that, that you could just use to add a link if you're going. It really depends on how far you want to take it.
Yeah, if it's in the top navigation menu, when you go to your menu, you can also add the PM Pro login and logout link together. When a person is logged out, they would see the login button
Yes.
only. And when they're logged in, they would see the logout button.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's even easier.
And just because I've had a user get really confused, make sure when you're testing this that you test it when you were logged in and when you were logged out. That way you know the button's working properly. We've had confusion on that. Is like we had someone who was always logged in, and then they would say, we never see the login button. We only see the log out button.
Yes, so it's asking if I can say that again.
Yeah.
So if you go to menu, if you go to appearance menu, you select your menu for your top navigation. Where you have paid memberships pro, if you scroll down on all the pages, you have a login and a logout. You can add both to the menu, but it will only show based on whether the user is logged in or logged out.
Do you have your demo site up, or you could share your screen real quick?
Yes, I think I have
or Jarryd.
I have a let me see if I can find the demo site. Okay. I'm trying to close all the other pages that I have opened. Okay, found the right one.
I will add it to the stage. There you go.
Yes. So appearance menu, login, logout. I know I already have it here, but I'm just going to pick another menu, or let's create a new menu and then select it as a primary menu. And then I'm going to make it a primary menu. How it works. Okay, so now I don't have any menu. Great. So if I go to PM Pro and I add this tool here, and then maybe add other pages, and I save. If I go back, I'm logged in, so I should only see the logout menu.
We're still on the backend WordPress looking at that.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me go on the same tab. Yeah, because I think I only shared this particular screen. Sorry. So I'm logged in, so I have only the logout menu. And if I click on logout, then I would only see the login menu. Or I should only see the login menu. Yeah.
It works. Thank you, Mary. Okay. Address that. Andy wants to know how we can hide the default WordPress admin toolbar to subscribers.
We've got a setting for that. So you can go to settings, advanced, and then hide the toolbar from subscribers from there.
It's a pretty simple fix.
Yeah.
Greg, is there a way to have the box unchecked in the native PM Pro checkout? Yes, renew at X dollars per year.
I'm just checking the repos code. No, so there isn't. No, wait, maybe. So we check if this is in the URL. I'm just sharing that with you, Sam. If that's present, then it won't. You can kind of force it to be unchecked, but that's not always a guarantee. So you could just uncheck it with JavaScript on page load.
Okay.
Isn't there a setting?
Are you looking for if there's a setting for the
Yeah, so when you edit the level and specify if you want the auto renew option enabled, you can set it to either no, all checkouts will set up recurring billing, which doesn't apply for this case. But then you can also say yes, default to unchecked, or yes to default to checked. I'm just sharing the doc with you. Yeah, so just edit the link, edit the level at least. Scroll down to auto renewal settings, and then you can change it to default to unchecked.
Okay. Link is shared. Okay, next question from Lamar. When I add a user field, it adds to all membership levels on the checkout. And when I select restrict, it still shows up on all member levels checkout.
You can't choose what levels your custom fields should show on.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're using the user fields feature, right?
Yeah, it says when I add a user field. So I would assume they're using through the settings.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if you select the levels, in the restrict fields for membership levels checkboxes, it should hide. I haven't seen that kind of. I haven't seen any issues around that before, so it'd be good to find out more. It might be site specific. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Where did my thing go? There it is. I was gonna play around in user fields real quick to just show where you select the levels that you want to restrict to.
I'll send you
Membership settings.
yeah, something to if it really isn't showing, perhaps just try and deactivate everything except PM Pro. And if that still carries on happening, maybe
So
check
when
if
you're
there's any
setting up,
cache on your side. Yeah, sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. When you're setting up your user fields, if you want them to show at checkout, yes. And then when you restrict the fields for the membership levels, that at this point I would be restricting it for beginner. So beginner would not see these fields if I was to save changes. So just make sure that you're restricting them correctly, and then that wouldn't change anything. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
per
it's on a
the
group level.
group that gets the field restrictions. So I hope that helps.
Do you have any caching set up, Lamar?
Doesn't
Yeah, Kim and I are
hide.
thinking the same.
Yeah, aggressive catching. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Someone might be able to get to it before me, but we do have a documentation on caching and the things that you want to do. Oh, it's the opposite of what I said. Oh, so did I? Kim White is saying it's the opposite of what I said. So when I clicked beginner, was I not restricting it to beginner? I was just restricting it to the others. Check the level you want it to show on.
Yes.
Okay, so I would
Yeah, so
want to
you
show
need
it
a
on beginner.
level to, yeah.
Okay, so we should make that more clear then. Just a note. Because I think if it says restrict the levels, then whatever I would click would be restricted, not the opposite. That was just my thinking though. I could be. Yeah, so play with caching. That's probably the issue. Let me go back to where we were. All right, we did that. Okay, so Dare, my question is about incompatibility with a SiteGround plugin, specifically SG Security plugin, which allows you to create a custom login URL. When the SiteGround plugin is activated, does your developer have a long-term solution to this issue, or is there a code you can have to prevent this issue?
I recall seeing your support ticket come up regarding this. This isn't something that we, as far as I know, have been able to replicate consistently on our side, which does make it a bit of a challenge. Yeah, so
Jarryd, I'm going to send this link. Does this have any, in the private chat, does this have anything to do with what we're talking about? The hosting?
I think this is more caching focused. Yeah, I'm just having a look at something quickly. Yeah.
This is territory that I don't really know. I just am pulling
Yeah,
up
this is
documentation that
pretty-
I've written.
Um, yeah. I think the best case for us would be to look at opening an issue for this on the repo, and that at least makes sure that it gets in front of the eyes of the developers. And we can't always give an ETA or a timeline on when that would be fixed. But yeah, Kim says there that SiteGround should use the default login URL.
On the login security setting. Yeah.
Mm.
Dare said yes, I contact support. So we'll get that figured out. All right. And trying to figure out where we are again. I love all the questions that are coming in. Short, easy, probably yes or no. Are there login page templates?
No. There's no templates available, but we use the default WordPress login form in our login form. So it's pretty flexible to style and get to work what you need. I mean, I've seen Kim do some really cool things with our login forms on our demo sites and all that. Every time she does it, I'm like, what?
Yeah, and Kim also added we have big plans for 2024 and front end styling overhaul, including a style setting panel to choose from, some better defaults, and define custom colors and overrides. So that would be fun for 2024.
That's awesome.
We are getting close to our hour, and it is late for my friends because they're over in Africa. So let's see if I can just knock out a few more of these questions. If I can find any more questions. Lots of chatting. Okay, no more real questions right now at the moment. So while we are not answering questions, March 7th, we will be back at 2 p.m. Eastern with Kim Coleman about multi-site memberships. So that will be interesting to tune into. That will be like how to set up a network of sites that use Memberships Pro. And then another really big, exciting piece of news that we have is this morning we released the release candidate for 3.0. So with that, we are recommending the release candidate for production sites where a developer is available to address any potential issues with customizations and integrations. We are asking for feedback. And then the release candidate phase is scheduled for roughly 1 week, after which we will proceed with the full PM Pro version 3.0 update through the .org plugin repository. So we're getting really, really close to years of development of 3.0. I think Kim said that the first PR was pushed in like July of 2020. And here we are, February 2024, with a release candidate. So that is incredible. Very exciting. Lots of work and lots of documentation update, which I am so ready to like plow through. All right, another question came in from Lamar. Is there a way to have a membership price, say $10, but then it convert the same price for all currencies? So $10 Canadian, $10 US.
There's a third-party add-on and a code recipe. So no, not straight out the box, but there is a third-party add-on and a code recipe. But you would need to create a different level for each price and currency. So if you're going to charge 10 US dollars, that'll be one level, 10 Canadian dollars, another, and so on.
I think Mary's searching right now.
I got the add-on, if that helps.
Yeah.
Is this also kind of like
Update.
Jason's localized pricing that we have on our site?
Yeah, I mean, it might be.
Yeah, I think we also have a gist where you could create different currencies, different levels, depending on how many currencies you want to create that for.
So not out of the box, but there's a solution for you. We can do that.
There is a solution, yeah.
Okay, and one more bit of 3.0 news that I forgot to mention. You are going to want to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel because at some point, Kim and I are going to be doing like an all-day live stream unboxing 3.0, which is going to be super fun, but it's not going to be scheduled like these open office hours are. It's going to be kind of put on last minute. So you're going to want to subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel for when that's happening. We will bring snacks and drinks, and we're going to have so much fun. Mary, this gist is for the multiple currencies?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. We'll give them just a 1 or 2 more minutes for any like last minute questions rolling in. I do appreciate Jarryd and Mary joining me in the late evening. There will be an email sent out as well for Kim and I's all-day live stream. It will just be very last minute. We're probably talking like 1 or 2 day planning than anything else. Dan, you said, did you get my questions? I don't see a Dan on the list. If you submitted one previously and we did not get to it in this hour, we will email you back. Yeah, I'm not seeing a Dan on the list though. Fredell, did you see my questions? How am I missing questions? I wonder if my form could be broken or something. Or if I don't see your questions on here, you may have already gotten an email response. So I would check your email as well. Yeah, Dan, I'm not seeing that name either. Fredell, I'm not seeing your name. So if we missed anything, please reach out to us on our contact page. We will definitely answer these questions. We can work reading what Jason is sending. The localized add-on pricing is still in beta. Don't see this site yet. It'll show prices in the local currency at checkout. We can work to get that out in some form, yet it's available on demand if you ask for it. Okay. That was to the currency question. So Dan and Fredell, I do not see your question. So if you could check your inbox to see if we already responded to you via email, or if you didn't, and I see if we find your questions or you contact us, we will definitely answer your questions. And Greg, I do remember seeing a membership question, but I didn't recognize your name on the list. So there is a directory question. Jarryd or Mary, do you want to take this real quick before we sign off? I would like to know how we can improve our member directory. We find it displays incorrectly on mobile screens, which makes it hard to market our members. We would like to supercharge this feature in 2024 as a member-only benefit, allowing the public to easily find our member businesses in exclusive directory. Are there any tips and tricks we can use to roll out new features or capabilities for our members this year? Do you have any suggested integrations with third-party directories you would suggest if PM Pro is keeping the directory simple?
So I know that there are some big plans for the member directory this year as well. Like Kim was talking about front-end upgrades to a lot of stuff. Member directory is going to be getting a lot of love this year. So you can expect pretty big changes there. I don't think we're planning on just keeping it simple as such. And yeah, in terms of the styling, we try and kind of design things to be as, we call it theme agnostic, to work with as many themes as possible. But in the rare occasion where things just don't work too well together, some custom CSS should be able to help just tidy things up a bit. Otherwise, try a different format or layout. Tables don't work so great on mobile devices, but you get all the different columns and that kind of thing, the different column options.
So definitely stay tuned for what we have in store.
Yes, it's going to be really cool.
I am excited about the things that we've talked about for member directory. So as those things roll out, we'll definitely announce those and make sure you get your add-on updated and all that. All right, well, that is it. Thank you, Mary and Jarryd, and we will be back March 7th. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.